All right, what's up, guys? Andrew here. Here with my friend Ethan, and we are going to rank the Office characters. You have 25, right, on your list? Because I have 25. Can you please repeat that?
I think so.
Cool.
Pretty sure.
Cool. So, this is the main cast. From what I understand, not all these characters were on the show regularly, but these are probably the main ones, though. So we are going to go ahead and get started with number 25. What do you have for number 25?
I think you can guess what I have for number 25.
I think so.
It's Robert California.
Yes, I have him at number 25 too. I mean,
Okay.
he has some funny bits, but he's like a really, really cringy character because, I mean, they start out with him being like a control freak, but then like he becomes a sex maniac, and it's just one of his lines is probably one of the funniest lines of season 8, which was him saying that he's the Lizard King. Like, what does that even mean? But like, I forget how funny that line is because the rest of how his character has been written is just very uncomfortable.
Yeah, just not a great character overall. I feel like he was the writer's pet. Or like one writer in particular was trying to push him through.
Oh yeah.
Like that's rules.
Mm-hmm. All right, number 24. Who do you have?
I think you can guess.
I don't know about this one. It may be off.
It's gonna be Nelly.
Nelly. Okay. I have Nelly at number 24 as well.
Yeah, basically same reason.
Yeah, I don't really hate her character. She doesn't make me uncomfortable, but like there's nothing really funny about her character except maybe the very last episode of season 9 where she's trying to take where she gets the baby from Ryan. That was probably the only funny bit of her character, but like I don't know.
Yeah, both her and Robert did a lot of terrible things, and they never had to deal with any of the consequences.
Mm-hmm. When they first introduced her character, like when she first became the boss, she was like really nobody liked her, and they wanted to humiliate her or whatever. And then Jim and Dwight found out that I forget her whole story, but they found out something about her that makes you feel sorry for her character.
But then she got off scot-free.
Mm-hmm. Overall, I don't think she's a well-written character.
Yeah, it's not very well written at all.
Mm-hmm. All right, number 23. Who do you have?
Gabe.
Say what?
Gabe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually have Gabe a little higher on my list, but at number 23, I have Clark Green. Go ahead and tell me why you don't like Gabe all that much.
It's just I don't know how to explain him. He feels like a creep. He feels like the kind of person that would be trolling My Little Pony subreddits at 3 in the morning and just salivating.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that kind of guy.
He's kind of a knockoff of Toby, a little bit.
I feel like this is the guy that Michael thinks Toby is.
Maybe so. All right, the reason why I have Clark at number 23 is I think he's in a couple episodes of season 9, and then he like leaves to go be this assistant. You can't see me right now, but I'm using quotation marks, but assistant to Jan Levinson.
Oh, we know exactly what he was saying.
And that was just kind of off-putting, and then when he comes back, it was just, I don't know. there wasn't a whole lot of funny stuff. It was mainly weird
Yeah.
stuff going on with Jan and all that. That's why I have him pretty low. But I do like some of the interactions that he has with Dwight. That's why I have him a little higher than Nellie and Robert. All right, number 22. What do you have?
Pete. I hate Pete way more than Clark.
Oh yeah, P at number 22. I do as well. The only reason why I don't the only reason why I like him more is because he's not a creep like Clark is.
But then he had that whole love triangle thing with Aaron and Andy. I feel like he knew Aaron had a thing with Andy.
Oh yes.
They played together or something, and yet he was still trying to get in there.
Mm-hmm. I did hate that about his character, but he treated Aaron better than Andy did, but we really only got one season of that, and I wonder what his character would have turned out like if they continued on with the show.
Yeah.
But there wasn't really anything funny about his character. He was, I don't want to say likable, but there wasn't really anything I hated about him.
Yeah, he just had no character, basically.
All right, number 21. Who did you have?
I have Roy.
Roy. I have him in the same place. I think he fits perfectly as, like, early on in the show, he fits perfectly into his role as the guy, like the boyfriend, Pam's boyfriend, and he's supposed to make Jim look good. I think he fits into that role perfectly. But other than that, he didn't have much character. He did treat Pam horribly. But yeah. He tried to wrong his mistakes, and I'm glad he kind of had a happy ending with towards the end of the show. They showed an episode of Pam and Jim going to Roy's wedding and seeing, like actually listening to him play the piano. It's nice to know that his character didn't end up in a terrible. It's just nice that he didn't end up going on a terrible route.
Yeah.
But he definitely did have issues. That's why he's pretty low on the list. All right, number 20. Who did you have?
Clark.
Clark. Okay. Number 20. I have Holly.
But why?
I do like Holly. I do like her interactions with Michael, doing impressions and all that, and I do like her interactions with Kevin, which was absolutely hilarious. But like, there wasn't really anything she said that was like laugh out loud funny.
Oh, you are not going to like what I put her on the list.
Oh man, I'm afraid, but I don't hate her characters. It's just I find there are more characters that I like more. So why do you have Clark at number 20?
Basically the same reason you had Clark. I just like more people more than I dislike him.
All right, number 19. Who'd you have?
Oh, I don't think you're gonna like this one.
Oh boy.
I have Andy.
That's understandable. I have him quite a bit higher. Here's the thing with Andy. You can either hate him or you can like him, but not necessarily love him. He definitely did have his issues. Like he did treat Aaron horribly, but I felt like he should have ended up with Aaron. But I don't know. He did have anger issues, but I feel like part of the fact that was the case was because his parents treated him horribly. Like he was not the love child of the family. Was it his older brother or younger brother that they love more?
I don't even remember, man. That whole plot line was just kind of forced.
Yeah, but it does make you feel sorry for Andy's character. Like you understand where he comes from. Like maybe why he has anger issues is because of his parents' rejection of him.
I think he's the Scranton killer. Scranton.
Oh man, there's so many theories
There's
on
an
the.
entire Reddit post. There's an entire Reddit post that suggests that he has multiple personality disorder.
Mhm.
And like listing all the evidence.
I think the season that I actually liked Andy the most was season 8 when he was a manager. I actually thought he was a decent manager.
That's only because he was gone for half of the season.
Well, no.
He was a good manager because he didn't do anything.
Well, then again, Michael didn't really do anything except waste time. But I really don't like the way they did his character in season 9. He just left to go on this boat trip with his brother and just like totally abandoned Aaron. And in that time, Aaron got together with Pete.
Yeah.
And Andy came back like a hippie. But I think overall, I enjoy his character. I love the scenes where he does different singing bits. Um, yeah, his character is pretty enjoyable to me. I do like his interactions with some of the characters, especially like Dwight and Jim sometimes, and Aaron. But anyways, let's move on. We're at number 19, right?
Yeah, what's your number?
Oh, okay. My number 19 is Jan Levinson.
Oh, well that segues into my number 18.
Oh, okay. I feel like she was pretty controlling of Michael. But I do find her interactions with Michael pretty hilarious because like they're clearly not a match.
Well, yeah, I actually kind of like Jan. Like, we're starting to get away from the people I hate and more to the people I like.
Yeah, the people that I really only hate. Actually, the only person on this list I hate would be like Robert. But yeah, I'm past the dislike list. Jen, I did kind of like Jen, but she was controlling of Michael, and that's kind of what it held back for me. For her,
What's your number 18, though?
I have Gabe Lewis.
Oh, that's where Gabe landed.
Yeah, he's just so awkward sometimes, and it's kind of funny. Like, you remember the episode? It was the Halloween episode. Like he dressed up as who did he dress up as?
Lady Gaga?
Was that Lady Gaga?
I think so.
I don't know. It was hilarious, and even after like he say what?
I think at this point we have the same good point list.
Mm-hmm.
They have it in different orders, but I think we all have the same people for like the bottom 7 or whatever.
Yeah. For me, Gabe, he had quite a few funny bits, like with Aaron, how controlling he tried to be in their relationship, and how desperate he was to get back together with her even after they broke up. But what holds him back for me is like I just find some of these other characters funnier or more grounded. But anyways, number 17, who do you have?
I have Meredith.
Oh, I have Meredith at the same place. She isn't necessarily funny by what she says, but her actions are kind of funny because she, like, you remember the episode where she had Jim sign her cast? She just kind of forces people into awkward sexual harassment situations like that.
And they just stopped for a second inside, and then like he took out a Sharpie.
Yeah, and then her drunk moments, those are kind of funny, but I mean, it's just her actions that are funny. I don't necessarily find anything she says pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right, number 16, who do you have?
Kevin.
Kevin? Wow. I didn't expect you to have him so low. I have Phyllis at number 16.
Oh, you're not gonna like what I have Phyllis stuff.
I find her interactions with Angela pretty awkward, but like it's kind of funny how bad Angela treats Phyllis, and I feel bad for Phyllis, but like the way she talks behind her back, like when she talks to the camera people, talking about Angela, it's kind of funny in that regard. And then she eventually later on like gets back at her, which is kind of funny, which doesn't seem to fit her character because she's like this sweet old grandma that everybody loves.
I guess so.
Why do you have Kevin at number 16? That I'm really wanting to know about that.
Well, Kevin was a decent character for like the first few seasons,
Uh-huh.
but then basically, I think it started with the chili episode where he dropped the chili.
Really?
I think after they just kind of flanderized his character to become, I'm fat and I'm accountant.
Is that when it started getting bad for you with that? Like when it started, it was that episode where he spills the chili.
Yeah, I guess like after that became his defining moment. Like nobody remembers the poker episode where like he was just killing everybody in poker.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He's talking about how he goes to Vegas on the weekends and he gets like $1,000 every week or something. Like nobody remembers that now. But that part of his personality is completely gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's Kevin. It's weird. A lot of people remember the like Kevin's chili moment from The Office, but like that part of Kevin, like I actually don't remember that as well as other people do. I remember probably the funniest bit for me was when Kevin started to talk dumb to make like everybody in the office think he's dumber than he actually is. But that was probably my favorite bit of Kevin. There are other things, but I don't remember Kevin's chili as much as other people do. Anyways, who do you have at number 15?
I have Kelly.
You have Kelly? Okay, I have Kelly a little higher. I have Toby at number 15.
Oh, you're not gonna like that.
And I just love his interactions with Michael, like where Michael just insults Toby every time he says something illogical. Like whenever Michael suggests that whenever they do something, like Toby like tries to turn him down and say, "Hey, we can't do that, Michael. That's against policy," or whatever. But I like his interactions with Michael. And then a whole bunch of theories going on that he's this great strangler, which is kind of funny. I actually think my favorite bit of Toby is when he's at. You remember the episode where Jim and Pam they take their kid to get something like that, and when Toby went to the church and he didn't want to go in because he didn't want to face God.
Baptism or something.
Yeah. Anyways, that was my favorite Toby bit. Who do you have at number 15 again?
I have Kelly.
Kelly. And why do you have Kelly at number 15?
No reason, really. I started from the top and from the bottom, so I built up the people I hate the most and like the most.
Mm-hmm.
The people in the middle, they can kind of go anywhere. Like, I don't particularly Like Kelly doesn't have to be my number 15. She can be 13 or 17 or something. They're all kind of equal in the middle.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Kind of,
number 14. Who do you have?
I have Daryl.
Daryl.
Same reason.
I have Daryl a little higher. At number 14, I have Ryan. So,
Oh, you're not gonna like this, right?
I have a feeling some of these lower characters that I have on my list, you have higher, like much higher. Anyways, I have Ryan at number 14. He's probably one of the most inconsistent characters on the show because like he first they first introduce him on the show as the new guy, and then he becomes the boss, and then he becomes this I don't know, whack that doesn't know what to do with his life, and then he goes back to not exactly being the new guy, but like being like one of those IT guys that's like into social platforms and all that. What was that social platform he started working on? Was it Wolf? Wolf.
It's like a WPH or something, and then the University of Washington bought it.
Mm-hmm. I find his inconsistency as a character pretty funny. But at the same time, his inconsistency is what holds him back for me. Who did you have in number 14 again?
I have Daryl.
Daryl. Why do you have Daryl number 14?
Again, no specific reason. He's just kind of an average character.
Mm-hmm.
We could go for 15 or 13.
Okay. Number 13.
I should have put her higher, but I just couldn't find a spot. I have Aaron.
Aaron. I actually have her one spot higher than you do. Number 13, I have Oscar.
Oh, well, I have Oscar one spot higher. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
they're interchangeable.
Cool. Yeah, it's kind of interchangeable for me as well. I mean, Oscar's not necessarily a funny character, but like I just love his like whenever the office they have any conversations about anything, he feels like he needs to put some sort of useless tip or information into the conversation, or just something that nobody will listen to that may be necessary to the conversation. But I don't know. He is a likable character, but there's nothing really funny about his character for me.
What about the whole gay affair of like the last 2 seasons? Oh, is that more uncomfortable than funny?
Some of it was funny, but like, yeah, I am in between with that. I mean, some of it was funny, and then other stuff was cringy. I feel like they kind of drug it out pretty long.
Yeah.
Like it kind of started ever since Angela started dating the senator. But like I feel like they drug that out quite a long time. But anyways, you said you have Oscar at number 12.
Yep.
All right, I have Aaron at number 12. Why do you have Oscar at number 12?
Again, just an average character. But I should have found a spot for Aaron higher up. Aaron just when she came in, she breathed like new life into the series.
Okay.
Like, and she was definitely the replacement that Pam needed for like reception.
Mm-hmm. I have Aaron at number 12 because I mean she wasn't super funny, but I did love how clueless of a person she can be. and I do love her interactions with Andy. I think they made a great couple, and I just didn't like the way they ended up not together in the show. But anyways, number 11. Who do you have?
I have Angela.
Angela. Okay, I have her one spot higher.
Okay.
I have Kelly at number 11. Um, she,
We already talked about Kelly a bit.
yeah, she's like that standard.
Don't say Indian.
No. I was not gonna be racist like that. No. Uh, she's like that standard fangirl that will talk about anything related to celebrities, and nobody will ever listen or care about that. She could literally talk to people to death. But what I find funny about her character is her interactions with Ryan, like the time she told him he was pregnant just to go on a date with him, which I think that was just like pretty, yeah, pretty crazy to go that far.
Trashy.
But who did you say you have at 11?
Angela.
Angela. Why do you have Angela at number 11?
Again, just average. That's the thing I'm going to keep saying until we get into like the top 10.
Okay. Well, I have number 10. I have Angela. I have if it wasn't for her interactions with Dwight, I'd probably have her much lower on the list. But I do find her love for her cats pretty funny sometimes, especially like when she had the webcam on her computer and Oscar and Kevin were watching her cats, like her licking her cats, which I found is so awkward, and funny at the same time. But again, if it wasn't for her interactions with Dwight, their relationship, she'd probably be lower. Who did you have at number 10?
Oh, I have Phyllis.
Phyllis. Okay. I had her lower, but why do you have Phyllis at number 10?
And this is the last time I'll use this excuse. This is the last time.
Okay.
Just an average character can really go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get to number 9, I promise, once we get to number 9, I'll have in-depth reason.
Okay. All right. Well, at number 9, I have Daryl. I just find his wisdom pretty funny. Like whenever Michael tries to joke around with him, but ends up coming off as racist, and then like Daryl's just like, whoa, dude. Here's why you can't do that, and gives him some of that Daryl wisdom. That's what I love about Daryl. And he's kind of a likable guy. I mean, he interacts with Jim pretty well, and some of the other characters he interacts with them okay, but he interacts with Jim pretty well. They seem like best buds. Who do you have at number 9?
I have Stanley.
Stanley. Okay.
Yes.
I have him a little higher. But why do you have Stanley at number 9?
Because Stanley is just an amazing character. Like, a lot of the characters like to be in your face, and they have nothing worth saying. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you'll have Aaron or Daryl or Kelly or people, and they'll just be making jokes, or like they'll be on screen, but there's no reason for them to be on screen.
Oh yeah.
Like, they're just time.
And with Stanley, he hardly gets any screen time, but like whenever he is on screen, he's just hilarious with just his attitude.
Yes. Like, every line that Stanley delivers is worth it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyways, number 8, I have Creed. Who do you have at number 8?
Just go ahead and guess. Okay, I have Creed also.
Okay, you have Creed. Okay.
Yeah, for the same reason as you.
Uh, he's kind of the same with Stanley. He doesn't get that much screen time. I think he gets less screen time than Stanley, but like whenever he does, he gives those one-liners that are just out of the park, weird and hilarious. Like, why would you say that? I think one of the funniest bits was like in season 9 when they were at a Halloween party and he had blood on his shirt and he was like, I didn't know it was Halloween. He was like, what a coincidence. So what?
No, he doesn't have a wallet. I checked.
Oh man. I also like the scene where he's playing chess, I think, with Jim, and he's like wanting to set him up with his daughter, and then he was like, I thought you were gay. And Jim's like, why would you set me up with your daughter then? And he's like, I don't know. Anyways, he's a hilarious character. But number 7, who do you have?
Oh, you're gonna hate me.
Oh boy.
This is where our friendship dies right here.
Oh no.
Go ahead and guess who I have as number 7.
Let me figure out what names. Let me guess.
Jim
You have Jim?
as number 7.
Our friendship has ended. I'm just kidding. Okay, why do you have Jim at number 7?
He started as a great character, and then as the seasons went on, he had some character growth, and everything was great until the wedding with Pam. Until he got married to Pam, and he died. Not remember thing about him anymore. It just became this really cringy thing of, oh, well, I'm going to work in Austin, but I'm having marriage trouble now, and oh, I have a kid, but we never see the kids, and it's just kind of, like, even his hairstyle becomes generic. Like, I remember the original Jim hairstyle, like, his hairstyle as the seasons go on just gets generic, it just gets lame, just like his character. His character gets lame towards the end.
Yeah, I I think Jim was a better character in the earlier seasons, but I don't think it got that much worse after he got married to Pam. Um, I do kind of feel like he lost a little bit of the magic that he had with Pam after they got married, but not by much. Um, what kind of, the only bad parts about his character that I didn't like at all in the show was the way he was treating Pam when he went to Philly in like season 9.
Oh yeah, it was Philly, not Austin. They went to Austin at the end, didn't they?
Oh yeah. Well, I think it was Philly, from what I remember.
I'm pretty sure it was Philly. I got it wrong the first time.
Yeah, from what I remember, it was Philly. But anyways, I hated the way he was treating Pam because like it seemed pretty inconsistent because he was so nice to her throughout the show, but then they start having these problems in the last season. So season 9 had a bunch of issues, so did season 8. But that was really the only time I had a problem with Jim's character.
Who do you have? Who do you have for number 7? You haven't said yet.
I have Andy.
Oh, good. Well, Andy's that far up.
Yeah, he's like hit or miss for some people.
I guess they never miss, huh?
He's like
Yeah,
he's like kind of in between for me, but he's like a high in between. I do think his character is funny and his interactions with Jim, Dwight, and I love how he tries to impress Michael when they first introduced his character to the rest of the office, and Michael's just not wanting to do anything with him. But I do like his interactions with Aaron. And I do love the bits where he does where he sings and like he has a band with Daryl and Kevin. Just thought that was great, but I love his character. Number 6, who do you have?
Oh, you're gonna hate me again.
Oh no.
I have Toby.
I don't
I
hate
have
you.
Toby for number 6.
I don't understand that too. I don't really understand that well. But
I think Toby was the perfect foil for Michael. Toby was the person Michael needed.
man, I just love how much Michael just hated uh Toby, and like it was for no good reason. Like I watched the show and I always wondered like why did Michael hate Toby so much? And then I rewatched the show again and I still didn't know. But number 6 I have Stanley. I I just love his character. Like whenever he's on screen, just his attitude, and like I love seeing the different versions of Stanley, like Pretzel Stanley, Florida Stanley. It's just great, and probably one of my favorite lines, probably one of the most underrated lines throughout the show was from Stanley, where he's talking about his dream of building of owning a lighthouse, a decommissioned lighthouse, and pressing a button and launching into space. The first time I watched that scene, I burst out laughing. I was like, "What?" Because up to that point, his character seemed so serious, and then, like he said that line, like, "How is this even real? This isn't consistent with this character."
Someday, I'm gonna get money, and I'm going to buy a lighthouse. I'm gonna live at the top where I can see everything else around.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be a button that I can press that will send that lighthouse
Into space. Anyways, that's my favorite. That's probably one of my favorite lines throughout the entire show. But anyways, number 5. Who do you have?
Oh, you're gonna hate me.
Oh boy.
I have Hall.
You have
I
who?
have Hall for number 5.
You have Hall?
Holly.
Holly. Wow. That is kind of surprising. I mean, I do like her impressions that she does with Michael, but like overall, I didn't really find her to be a hilarious character. Why do you have her so high up?
Same reason for Aaron. Like, both of them just breathe new life into the series. Like, whenever Holly's on screen, the scene just gets infinitely better. And, and again, same reason with Toby. Like, she's the perfect foil for Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Michael can interact with a lot of characters, but Michael has a special relationship with Toby, Holly, and number 3 on the list.
Mm-hmm. Number 5, I had Kevin.
Good. Why is Kevin so high?
I just feel like on the show, like as the show progresses, like his character just gets dumber, honestly. But I just find it hilarious. Like later on in the show, I love his interactions with Holly, like with the what was it, the jar of Skittles or something,
Oh, the M&Ms.
or the M&Ms. I thought that bit was funny. I just love his interactions with Oscar as well. Like after The Office found out like Oscar was gay, he just kept making a bunch of gay jokes, which was uncomfortable but funny at the same time. That nobody else found it funny, and he was just poking at him.
I knew it. I knew it the entire time, but I didn't tell. I didn't tell any of you. But I knew it. Oh,
Or remember the bit where he's like putting his feet in that ice bin?
I vaguely remember that.
Vaguely. That was funny. And one of my favorite Kevin bits was during the episode with the fire drill where he's like breaking into the vending machine to get snacks instead of trying to get out of the building. I just love bits like that. He has a lot of funny bits like that, and that's why he's so high on my list. Anyways, number 4, who do you have?
Oh, it's the dreaded number 4.
The dreaded number 4. Why is it so dreaded? Who do you have there?
I think because this is your number 3.
My number 3. We'll see.
I have Dwight
You have Dwight.
as number 4.
That's kind of understandable.
Don't tell me yet where you have Dwight. Just tell me what your current number.
Well, I don't want to give it away because like he's high up there, but I'll give it away in a minute. But anyways, at number 4, I have Pam.
Oh, okay.
She's not necessarily a funny character, but I do love how she helps Jim sometimes with pranking Dwight. And she's just a nice character. It's like almost impossible to hate her character. Like I don't remember a time when I ever hated her character. She wasn't really mean to anyone. Like she was so nice. She was friends with Dwight, which Dwight is probably the character that was probably the hardest to get along with. But like I just love her character, and like if anyone's ever mean to Pam, I just want them to, I don't know, die. Honestly.
I don't know.
Anyways, who'd you have a number 4 again?
Yeah, I said number 4 was Dwight.
Okay, why do you have him so low? Well, why do you have him that low?
So I have him that low for reasons that I have to get into for number 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So for this, may I suggest we do something?
Yes.
Because if we just go one by one, then we're going to easily guess what the number 2 and number 1 spots are based off of the current list going on.
Okay.
It may be a good idea if we just go ahead and get number 1, 2, and 3 out of the way right now, and then discuss all of them.
Okay.
Are you down for that?
Yeah. So we'll go 1 to 3 now.
We can just say all 3 of them at once if you want.
Okay.
This is your top.
All right. Top 3. I have Jim Halpert, Michael Scott, and Dwight Schrute. That's from 3 to 1. I have Dwight Schrute at number 1.
Oh goodness. So,
we don't have much time here, so I'm gonna make this quick. With Jim, he's not necessarily a funny character, but like his pranks on Dwight are pretty hilarious. His interactions with Dwight, so funny. Michael, he's a pretty consistently funny character, but like he can be awkward sometimes to the point where his jokes are not funny, and they tend to hurt people's feelings. That's kind of what it holds back for me. That's why he's at number 2. And with Dwight, I have him at number 1 because he's like a very consistently funny character. Every scene that he's in, I think he just steals the scene. He just steals the show. Like the fire drill episode, that's probably has some of the best character moments, especially with Dwight. It was just one of the most hilarious episodes. Anyways, what's your top 3?
my top 3, going from number 1 to number 3, is Michael, Pam, and Ryan.
Michael, Pam, and Ryan. You have Ryan at number 3?
I absolutely have Ryan at number 3.
Wow. I guess with your personality, I kind of get why you have Ryan at number 3. But anyways, why do you have them at those spots?
So Michael, just no argument. Michael is the best character in the entire show.
Oh yeah.
Michael left the bad low inside.
Mm-hmm.
Well, compared to Jim, so we look at Jim, we look at Pam. Jim started off as a great character. Pam started off as a terrible character. Pam, her only purpose was to be Jim's romantic interest, and that was it. But as the series went on, Jim became lamer and lamer, and Pam just had an amazing character growth all the way throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and at the end of the series, you have Jim who's going, yeah, the entire purpose of my character is I work in Philly. And every few episodes, I'll prank Dwight to bring nostalgia, but beyond that,
Mm-hmm.